it's amazing that that league is now there, and they give so much opportunities to young girls and yeah, girls in general to dream and yeah, just catch up that dream. And I think yeah, I'm just so happy that it came, and just so excited.
Hello and welcome back to Rinkside Rundown, the podcast that brings you inside the world of women's hockey, one story at a time. I'm your host, Chris Sinclair, and today I'm thrilled and honored to be joined by Viivi Vainikka, a Finnish forward who has had an impressive SDHL career, and that's putting it lightly, and someone preparing for the next chapter of her hockey journey as she looks ahead to the 2026 PWHL Draft. Viivi, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Great to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on the show and to learn more about you. And I want to start by finding out a little bit more about how you found the game of hockey, or maybe how hockey ultimately found you.
Yeah, just having fun with the friends. I played a lot at school. It was just so fun to me that I wanted to try, and I've been sticking around since then.
Yeah, it certainly has worked out for you. So I'm glad that you stuck with it. Um, you've mentioned a few times in the past about those early days, about playing with your friends. I feel like the answer it kind of answers itself here, or the question answers itself here. But what do you remember about those early days, about what it felt like to be able to play the sport with your friends and build like a foundation of like, I just really love this sport. Didn't feel forced to do it. You just did it because you got to spend time with friends and have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was the whole point about it. Just be with the friends, have fun. But then same time, like the competition between us, it was it was so much fun, and I think that was also one of the things that I liked a lot. And yeah, that's why.
Absolutely. Um, what did I guess then? When you think about the hockey culture, the passion for the sport within Finland, what was that like from you for you from that perspective, especially early on in your career? Did you find that there was a lot of support for you in the space? There was a lot of excitement for the sport, or have you seen that kind of continue to grow as you've continued to grow in the sport?
Yeah, for sure. Like I played a lot of with guys and boys. Like yeah, boys when I was younger, and at that time I didn't really know about like how far you can go as a girl. There was no highest leagues like in North America or something. So I never like dream about it like from a girl. So I always thought that I'd be playing NHL. But yeah, like I mean, yeah, for sure. Like it has been better and better every year. It's still a lot of things to do better in here in Finland too. Uh, like for the smaller girls. But I mean, it's yeah, it's getting better every year. Um, so yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and then having role models like you, and we'll get into this later on as well. But having role models like you, that's inspiring for the next generation as well. And I think that's really exciting for your own hockey journey as well. Um, So when we look at your junior career, I also wanted to highlight the fact that at a very young age, 15, you joined Naisten Liiga. You made your debut within that league. What was that like for you to make your debut in one of Finland's top leagues? What was that like for you? What experience did that instill, or did that give you, or so early on in your career?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot, but it was also like what I wanted to do, and it was a big step for me at that time. But it definitely helped me a lot to develop and get better playing against bigger and stronger girls. It was a really good thing for me, and I really enjoyed it.
What was that like for your confidence too? Because like you said, like playing against, like, I mean, first of all, it was a big, probably an uncomfortable jump, but also, you're playing, like you said, you're playing against top players, right? Like, though it's not easy to do at such a young age, but to see the success that you had, what did that do for your confidence so early on in your journey?
Yeah, for sure. It gives you a confidence when you see that you can play there. It definitely helps and gives you a motivation to be even better. And then also, uh, yeah, it was just like it was good thing, and it was really great to play against older ones. So it helped me a lot.
Hmm. Now, you've had the opportunity to represent your country, Finland, of course, on a number of different occasions. We're going to get to a few more in just a few moments. But early on in your career, you also had the opportunity to represent Finland at the U18s, the World Championships, winning bronze. When, of course, winning is great. There's a lot that comes with winning. And that's really what you're doing it for, right? It's about the winning. But um, for you, I guess I'm going to ask a two-part question. What was that experience like for you? That tournament winning and having the opportunity to win. But what did that winning teach you? Because you won at such a young age, what did that teach you about what it takes to be successful in the sport?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was awesome, awesome to experience that, and it definitely gives you like a confidence and motivation for the future. But it also shows that nothing comes for free. Like you have to work really hard for it, and yeah, it was definitely didn't came an easy way. Like, if you want to win, it takes a lot. It's really hard to do actually.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, You've mentioned there have been a few, and I'm sure that there's even more, but you've mentioned a few role models, a few mentors throughout your journey. So I wanted to touch on a couple of them. One that pertains right here in Ottawa. So Ottawa Charge fans are very familiar with her, but I want to start with Rika Salonen. And you've mentioned her impact on you. Could you maybe expand on that and what she's meant to you?
Yeah, a lot. She was with the national team when I came there in my first camps and tournaments, and she was from start like helping me and taking me in a really good way, and told me what it takes, and just being able to see her every day there, and I could get a lot of tips from her, and it really helped me, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming the same can be said for the one and only Ronja Sevalainen and the mentorship that she's been able to provide you specifically, especially with the national team. Is that fair to say as well?
Yeah, yeah, she's like a big sister for me. She when I came to Sweden, she was helping me. I was spending a lot of time with her outside of the hockey too. She told me and teach me things outside of hockey, and I was pretty young at that time. So there was a lot of good things I learned from her, and also on the ice too. Like she's always pushing me forward and helped me with everything I needed. So yeah, forever grateful for her too.
You have set me up perfectly with this next for this next question, and that's, having those role models, again, because we're focused on your earlier days. That's why I keep harping on the fact that, like, that building that foundation and having those mentors and having those people who can support you on and off the ice, help you learn on and off the ice, is so important. But could you maybe talk about how important it's been for you to have those role models, to not just be able to see them, but you're playing with them, you're right there with them in those moments, how important that was for you in your growth, especially again laying that foundation in your early days.
A lot, like seeing how they handle situations, and just being able to see how they work every day. And yeah, it's just something where you can't. yeah, buy from anywhere else. It's just like you have to see them work in a daily basics, and you just try to catch so much tips and whatever from them, and use them in your own career and in a harder situation what comes up, and yeah, it's just like so much good things from them.
Yeah, nothing beats on the job training and mentorship like that, right? Like you just can't buy that anywhere else, right?
No.
Um, no. So as I mentioned, um, you were in the Naisten Liga, and then you ultimately have made later on in your journey made the switch to or moved to the SDHL. And I wanted to talk about that choice in your development because at least statistically speaking, it didn't look like you missed a beat. Like it looked like you were very comfortable making that switch and that it probably came at the right time. But that's just looking at at stat sheets. There's more to it than that. So I want to hear from your perspective what went into that decision and how did you find that transition?
Yeah, in Luleå at that time, it was a lot of girls who played in a national team same time. So Jenny Hiirikoski, who has been she's been a long time captain in the national team, and yeah, everyone knows her. So those her and many others top players also from other countries. So I thought that that would be best environment for me to get better, learn from the best, and yeah, that worked out really good. I really enjoyed my time there, and yeah, I learned a lot. But yeah, it was definitely biggest reason was that I could play with them and see how they work, and yeah,
Yeah, it definitely, again, speaking specifically about statistics, it certainly paid off and it has certainly helped to set you up for this next chapter, which I can't wait to talk about it at the end of this conversation. Um, so again, we've seen on statistically how that move went for you. But there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of things that happen off the ice. So I wanted to learn as well, what was that experience like for you? Like, what did you learn about yourself away from the ice? Because on the ice, your skill set translated. I mean, I'm sure there was an adjustment, but it translated quite successfully onto the ice. But for you off of the ice, where did
yeah,
you grow and learn the most from that experience?
yeah. You're going to spend a lot of time by yourself too, and especially at that time when you are so young, you kind of yeah, you miss family and you miss friends, and you are in a different country. Luckily, Sweden is kind of similar to Finland, so it's not that big difference. But anyways, you are far away from home, and then also like yeah, how you just uh, everything from cooking to cleaning everything, like you kind of learn it, and yeah, kind of like just being by yourself more.
And what did that independence teach you about yourself as well? I love like to have the opportunity to learn more than just the skills on the ice. That's something that I feel really passionate about. So learning like the independence, like you got a crash course on what it was like to be an adult. And
Yeah.
what was it like for you to learn that independence and to ultimately, you learned it while you're also trying to be successful on the ice. You're trying to find that balance, and that balance isn't always easy. But I mean, it certainly looked easy from the outside. What was it like from the inside, especially that independence piece for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's a balance with both things. Like you wanna get better on the ice, but also in the life there is like so much things you can learn, and you have to learn when you get older. And then definitely like just being able to live by yourself, and yeah, just getting older, kind of. That's like or like growing up. That's the biggest reason, and then also it helps you a lot of in the future when you know how to live by yourself and survive in a other way, and then kind of like well you have to learn how to fix things by yourself. So it's it's definitely helps a lot in the future.
Yeah, and that future very well could be right around the corner for you. So it's certainly, let's see how well it paid off for you. I'm sure it'll be just as great as it has been throughout the rest of your journey. Um, we're going to talk about the PWHL and the draft in just a moment, but I also wanted to talk about the fact that you made the decision not to declare heading into the last draft as well, and you had cited Brynäs IF's GM Erica Graham as being her vision for that program being the ultimate reason why. I guess I should have said that's the team that you were playing for. But you ultimately said like that vision and her vision is what really stood out to you as at least one of the reasons why you said, you know what, I'm not going to declare. Could you talk maybe more about that? And maybe I'm completely off base and maybe I didn't get it there, but that's kind of the impression that I got was that it was that vision that kind of kept you there. But could you talk about more about that vision and ultimately why you chose not to declare at that point?
Of course, yeah. I was in Luleå like a really long time, 5 years, and I thought that I wanna change environment a little bit, and I still thought that there is things I wanna get better at hockey and maybe like develop myself even more. And I really wanna feel ready when I step in bigger leagues. And so yeah, that was like I had a really good conversation with Erica, and it worked. It was really good environment, really good club with good coaches and good teammates and everything. It was just a perfect fit for me, and I thought that that would be a good time to change environment and learn something else, and being able to yeah being in other places too before I jump uh, out of Sweden.
Yes, and to clarify, I meant that you ultimately played last season with Brynäs, before, of course, it was, Luleå. So
Yeah,
yeah, it sounded like I misspoke there, but I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. But yes, that's what I meant. Yes, absolutely, yeah, a decision that you made to ultimately stay there, and you joined Brynäs from Luleå. Um, and you one of the things, and again, we're going to kind of jump to the PWHL, bit of a conversation there before we come back to your time with the national program. But you were very honest last year when you said that ultimately the PWHL was your dream. That's where you wanted to play, but you didn't feel at that point that you were ready to make that jump. That there was still time to grow, there was still time to develop. You've mentioned the program with Brynäs a little bit as well, but what I wanted to do was highlight, that self awareness piece, that understanding of where you are in your growth, and despite the fact that I'm sure you wanted to declare for the draft, but you chose not to. That self awareness piece I really wanted to highlight. Could you talk about that self awareness? Has that been something that you've always had throughout your career, like a clear understanding of where you are, where you wanna be, and then how you're going to get there.
yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. I want to play there as soon as possible, but I also want to be smart. I thought by myself that that's the best decision for me to stay one more year in Sweden and work everything to be a little better. And I wanna, like I said, I wanna feel ready when I jump there, and uh, where I wanna have that confidence, and that way I can play the best game. And yeah, it's definitely like I think it's smart to think a little bit where you are and where what things you wanna develop. And I think, like I said, Brynäs was just perfect fit for me, and I knew that I can develop those things what I wanna, and then I will feel more ready.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting because I don't know that I know I wouldn't necessarily have to be able to have that same, restraint. So to be able to see you, so aware of where you where you are in your development is just maybe an admirable quality for sure. I wanted to also, when you think about your SDHL career as a whole, could you talk about that growth that you've gone through? Maybe when you started in the SDHL and now that you're I'm going to say graduating from the program, but that you're ultimately leaving the league. Could you talk about that growth that you've gone through over the years?
Yeah, it was when I first came there, it was like you couldn't really hit. Like the rule there was like it was not allowed, and the hitting rule actually came like yeah 3 years ago maybe. But that was also like the physicality, like the how physics the game is. Like it's like the players are so much stronger and bigger and skilled. So it was like just from the first season to the last season, it's like the game has grown and being faster and faster. From that way, also like every season, when I step on a new season, so I have been wanted to be even stronger and faster, and yeah, being always like a couple steps ahead. And so I yeah, just wanted to work really hard, and it has been a perfect league for that.
Hmm. Absolutely. Um, we spoke earlier about your first opportunity to play for your national program with the Finnish team at the U18 Worlds. I also wanted to more broadly talk about your experiences with the national program, but I want to start by asking what it's been like for you to see firsthand the growth of and the success of the Finnish program internationally.
Yeah, it's we have a lot of uh, talented and top players from our country, and I think uh, yeah, like I said, we have a lot of skilled young players. But I think if I'm being honest, so it's like that's why most of the maybe top players want to go somewhere else from Finland to play in Sweden or yeah somewhere else because especially in Sweden the program is really good. That's why I also wanted to go there. It really makes the players to be better, and if I'm being honest, the things in Finland could be better for the younger girls. So yeah.
And when you think about too, like what from your perspective, what did it mean maybe when you first put on the Finnish colors in that jersey and knew you were representing your country to maybe more recently? Have you seen a growth in your understanding of okay, maybe early on it was it's so cool to wear the national colors. I'm so excited to now it being much more like you understand the role the fact that you are now certainly a role model for so many young girls back home. Have you seen a growth in your own understanding of why it's so important to wear that jersey?
Yeah, like I mean, first time when I could put on that jersey, it was more like I mean, it has always been like it's every time it's like wow, it feels the same feeling every time I put it on. But same time, of course, you get older, your role is so different every time when you get older, and yeah, for sure, it's like I really wanna win something big too. So it's like every time you have that jersey on, you want to give your everything, and that way also help the younger girls and to be at that point too.
Now, you, as speaking of wanting to win, you have also mentioned in this conversation how badly you wanted to win and to ultimately make that jump to the PWHL. Well, that is right around the corner. It is officially right around the corner for you. So before we dive into some more of the nuances within that, I do want to ask, what does it feel like to finally, I'm going to say you delayed it. You stayed back in the SDHL like we've talked about an extra year to make sure that you were ready. Well, now it's here. How does it feel?
It feels good and it feels amazing. I mean, sometimes I really can't even realize that it's like around the corner kind of thing. But I feel ready. I feel really excited same time. But of course, I would lie if I would say that I'm not nervous. I'm nervous and like, but in a good way. But it's so cool that it's coming soon, kind of.
What's it been like then to make that like to prepare for this? Because and I think, even now with the playoffs going on, like it's more obvious than ever just the level of play, the what it will take to win, what it takes to even just score goals in this league. How do you prepare for that? What's going into maybe your off-season game plan? Don't give away all the secrets, of course, but what are some of those things that are, or how are you ultimately preparing to make this next jump and turn professional in the PWHL?
Yeah, I think you gotta be in all around like very good player in every situations. You gotta be fast and you gotta be strong. The game is gonna be yeah, it's smaller eyes also, so the situations comes much faster. So just being ready, ready to win battles and playing against big and stronger girls. So it's like all of that, and it's like just make also like I want to get better also at the things where I'm already good. I want to push those things even more forward and make those better. Just like being stronger and uh, yeah, and on the ice, of course. I like to develop my skating, and I spend a lot of time with my skating coach and skill coach on the ice. So it's like a lot of small details what you can do now in the summer.
Throughout your journey and throughout this conversation, we've talked about sort of during each stage how the prior stage helped to set you up for the next stage. So whether that's going junior to Naisten Liga, Naisten Liga to the SDHL, now SDHL to I hopefully most certainly the PWHL. Could you talk about, when you look at that entire journey that you've been on? Could you talk about how those each of those stages, whether they were good moments, whether they were really challenging moments, but how those have helped to set you up for this next jump into the PWHL?
Yeah, it's always like it helps when you get the next jump to in the better league, and you want to always play against the best, and it definitely helps when you can go that bad, and you have a lot of time to train and get better and yeah, study your game. Just I think those jumps are really important. That you have those small steps on the way that you can achieve, and then yeah, take steps forward. And I think it's really important to how you prepare when you eventually someday gonna jump on the best league in the world.
So, you've talked about how excited you are to be able to make that jump finally to get to the PWHL. But I also wanted to give you maybe a moment because you mentioned it right off the top, playing with the boys teams and, dreaming, saying like, I, guess I'm going to the NHL. But now to have your own league and to be so close to have the opportunity to join that league. I did just want to find out from you, like, what does that mean for you too? Because like you didn't have this league. It was 4 years ago. You didn't have this league. So it's still very new and you're seeing expansion and all those things. What does that mean for you as well?
It's amazing that now finally like girls can also say that they can play in the highest league. I think uh, it just like it's amazing that that league is now there and they give so much opportunities to young girls and yeah, girls in general to dream and yeah, just catch up that dream. And I think yeah, I'm just so happy that it came, and just so excited.
Okay, so then let's fast forward then to draft night. You hear your name called. What are going to be, or who are some of those people that are going to come to mind? Who were some of those, maybe those people that challenged you, that pushed you early on in your career? And what are some of those moments that you're also going to be thinking about as you realize, as you recognize that your professional dreams in the PWHL in this case are coming to reality?
Yeah, family, coaches, along the way. I think, especially those people and all the teammates around. I think there's so many people along the way that I am forever grateful, who have helped me and pushed me forward. I think, it's hard to just think one person or just couple. It's so many who has helped me, and yeah, it's just it's gonna be like, I mean, there is no words that I can describe to say thank you for those. But yeah, definitely like, family is one of the biggest reason.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always in your corner. Good times, bad times, they're always in your corner rooting for you. And it's of course it's great
Yeah.
to hear that you're going to be thinking about them on your big night. Um I want to now move to the final buzzer segment of the show, which is a fun rapid fire way for us to wrap up the conversation. I always say that it's rapid fire only because I'm going to try so hard not to ask any follow-up questions, but I cannot make any promises and I almost always fail. But you can take as long as you want to in answering the questions. I will just try not to ask any follow-ups.
Okay.
Okay. um, we are going to start with, what is your go-to pregame meal?
Um, rice, chicken, or some salmon. Yeah, probably that.
Okay. What's one word your teammates might use to describe you? And you can either go maybe national program, or you can go SDHL, like wherever, however you want to answer that question. It's totally fine.
Um, I think they would say I have too much energy.
Okay. Too energetic. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I won't use the follow-up question there. If you weren't if you weren't playing hockey, what do you think you would be doing instead?
I would probably be a hockey coach, skill coach.
Okay. So one way or another, you're going to be involved in hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. I guess I should have seen that one coming. What is some of the music that is on your game day playlist?
Uh, it depends a lot, but country, rap, pop, depends a day kind of thing.
Okay. Good. So there's a good mix on your playlist then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Mm.
What's one thing that people may be surprised to learn about you?
I'm terrible at cooking food, actually, like terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to use the follow-up question here then. Do you have you leaned on other people to cook for you, or do you maybe order in a lot? Do you order a lot of takeout to kind of like, or maybe the team helps out with that a little bit too?
No, I tried to learn actually. Like, I'm trying to learn.
Okay. That's all that matters. As long as you're putting the effort in, that's all that
Yeah.
matters. That's points right there. That's points right there. Um, so if you could go back to your younger self, we're going to wrap up with this one. If you could go back to your younger self and give her some advice, say like, "Hey, this is how you're going to be. This is what's going to help you to be successful in your journey." What do you think you would tell your younger self about that journey ahead?
Um, just probably like not stressing too much what is coming ahead. Like just being in a moment, just having fun. Um, yeah, just not worrying too much in things you can't affect.
I love that. It's the old like be where your feet are.
Yeah,
Be in the
uh,
moment. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And you most certainly have, and that's helped you to be so successful in your career. Um, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to say, Vivi, thank you so much for taking the time to join the show, share your story. Trust me when I say that I've been looking forward to this conversation for a lot longer than you think. So to have the opportunity to chat with you, especially as you're on the verge of making this next jump into the PWHL, I just want to say thank you, good luck, and this has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you that I could join.
That's awesome. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow hockey fans. Your support helps me to continue bringing you stories just like this one from around the world of women's hockey. I'm Chris Sinclair. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time on Rinkside Rundown.